If cars make you go weak in the knees and speed is your fuel, then I promise you the most stimulating time ahead. Smart cars on the sleek track is your date today. Hello, I'm Sushil Jangira and welcome to the 15th JK Tyre National Racing Championship Round 4 here in Chennai at MMRT. So get set for the action.
Day 2 of Round 4 at the Madras Motorsports Club is all set for some serious racing across all 4 race categories. All drivers revving up for what promises to be an interesting last day of this round at the JK Tyre National Racing Championships. So do look out for the speedsters with the LGB-Formula 4s, the Super Saloons, and of course, the powerful Volkswagen Polos.
Now get set for the Volkswagen Polo R Cup. Sandeep K is holding the pole position. Let's watch this fight to the podium.
The final race of this round in the Volkswagen Polo Cup races is promising to be exciting, with some of India's best racing talent participating for the championship. The top 3 lined up in the qualifying grid.
Hi, I'm Sandeep Kumar, 19 years old from Chennai.
Hi, I'm Saurabh, I'm 22 years old and I'm from Mumbai.
Hi, my name is Diego West, I'm 23 years old and I'm from Cuernavaca, Mexico.
Prashant Singh of Chennai is on P4, Munjal Savla starts on P5. Right then, the lights are off and so are the drivers. A straightaway tussle for the lead going into C1 between Sandeep Kumar and Saurav Bandapade, but Saurav retaining the lead. Not the best of starts for Diego Dueth of Mexico as Prashant looks to challenge him and Diego partially loses ground to slip to 5th before clawing back to 3rd as they come out of C2. There's also a tussle between Ameya Walwalkar of Dumba Hede and Munjal Savla for the 5th place. Meanwhile, Sandeep Kumar, who's taking part in the Volkswagen Polo R Cup in the Pro category, is comfortably building on his lead, while Saurav is still in 2nd place, but a fair distance away. Remember, these drivers have to do 10 laps of this MMRT track at Sri Perumbudur. Siddharth of Chennai, Donovan Vaz of Goa and Mihir Dakar of Mumbai are also jostling for places in the mid-pack of this race, and it seems that Siddharth seems to be getting the better of the others. The reverse grid giving a great opportunity to Sandeep to start on pole position, and he's making the most of it. Saurav Bandapade is still in 2nd. Meanwhile, action hotting up for the 3rd spot. Diego Dueth is in 3rd, but just about, as Rahil Nurani has overtaken Prashant Singh and is now looking to challenge the Mexican. Remember, it all boils down to individual driving skill in this same make. 1.4 TSI petrol engine powered polo car with a direct shift gearbox that all competitors are driving. And into the final lap, Sandeep looks unbeatable, having left the competition behind. He will take the checkered flag, with Saurav coming in 2nd and Diego Dueth 3rd.
I had a good start. After that, I just pushed 2 laps, then I had a comfortable lead. Then lap after lap, I just tried to be consistent and just that.
Quite happy to be on the podium, especially because it was quite a hard weekend from the beginning, but it came out pretty good. I'm really happy because, as you said, today is Mexican Independence Day, so I'm happy to celebrate with a podium, especially in such hard conditions.
Time for the podium finishers of the race to collect their silverware and prize money. 50,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees and 30,000 rupees for 1st, 2nd and 3rd position respectively, which go to Sandeep, Saurav and Diego. Ameya Walwalkar putting in the fastest lap of this race at 2 minutes 1.929 seconds and finishing 6th.
At the end of the 2nd race in round 4 as Rahil Nurani with 34 points in 4th position. Prashant Singh follows with 32 and Ameya Walwalkar with 30. Dumba Hede, Munjal Savla, Siddharth T and Alisha Abdullah line up the top 10.
When F1 came to India, someone was required to run the show. And who better than the Indian Marshals, who stepped up to the task and ran the show to perfection. From MMSC to BIC, let's chart their journey.
being the first year of F1 in India, it was a little tough in the beginning because all the things need to be put into place, and the track wasn't really 100% ready for us. So there was a lot of running around, putting infrastructure in place. We spent long days at the track, and ultimately it turned out well, which was worth all the effort that we put in.
There was just so much of adrenaline before, run up to the Grand Prix. There was construction going on, things were getting set up. We were training marshals, and so it sank in after the race, and it's just so big. I mean, you can imagine there's just 20 races around the world, and there's just 20 of us, as clerks of course.
So good official is, one, you must love the sport. Two, you must high level of commitment. Three, at that period of time, you forget that you have a family. That's what makes a good marshal.
The nature of the sport itself is such that you need to have passion for the sport. And Chennai and Coimbatore is all about passion. And here, it just goes up to another level. I mean, it's passion, and then you have the facility.
We are extremely happy to have such lovely, dedicated people in the MMSC and the same team. Most of us are going to the BIC.
It was more of a learning for us because to handle that kind of equipment, the control room was fantastic. The screens, the audio, our radios, everything was top-notch, and it was more of a learning for first year. But having done this for so many years, we were comfortable to get adapted to it.
Formula One racing is something different, and people see the glamour when they are outside. But when we sit in the race control room, it's an hair racing experience, trust me. Being in the control room, people say you're in an air-conditioned room with 60 TVs in front. It is something different.
You have to be on the ball all the time.
You need to be dedicated. You have to have a lot of common sense and a presence of mind to do what you need to do at that point of time.
During the race itself, the officials that I worked with, absolutely spot on. It was the first time for everybody, but everybody did such a brilliant job. It was appreciated not just by the people in India, but also the international community.
We spent sleepless night literally, and it was worth the effort because at the end we won the best run F1 in the season of 2011.
Lots of tire burning, engine roaring, record breaking, and of course, bubbly popping. But after this short break. Coming up, the gripping action from the Formula LGB cars, where Team Dark Dawn is shining again, with Ashwin Sundar on the pole position. Let's check out the action.
Right then, it's the 6th race of the Formula LGB4 category for this season, and Kartik Krishna, who starts on pole position. On P2 is Vishnu Prasad of Mecca Racing, Saurav Vikram of Mars Racing is on P3, and last race winner Ashwin Sundar is on P4. Chitesh Mandodi starts on P5, and Sarosh Hataria of Dark Dawn Racing is on P6. The lights are off, and so are the drivers. Huge problem for Vishnu Prasad as his car stalls at the start itself, and it also causes an impediment for Ashwin Sundar, who was positioned right behind him. As the cars come out of C2, it's Saran in the lead, with Ashwin in second and Kartik falling back to third. Sarosh Hataria also in the hunt, currently in 4th spot. But lots of jostling going on in the mid-pack as Chitesh Mandodi of Kolhapur skids off the track but manages to regain control and rejoins the race. Up ahead, Ashwin challenging Saral as the two drivers go head-to-head. Remember, only 4 points separate Ashwin and the current overall driver standings leader, Sudarshan Rao. The yellow flag coming out on the turn as Advait Deodar's car, number 9, is found obstructing the track, so no overtaking allowed on that stretch. But as the track clears, 2 drivers from Team Dark Dawn Racing continue their fight for positions. Sarosh Hataria challenges Kartik for the 3rd spot, while Ashwin pulls up alongside Saral to challenge for the lead. A clash of front tyres as Ashwin is forced to disengage as he goes careening off the track. Luckily for him, he manages to wrest control once again and gets his car back on the tarmac, albeit 3 positions behind on the grid. Ashwin rejoining the battle now in 4th. And as we track the progress of the race leader Saran Vikram off the screen, Ashwin putting in some great lap times to overtake Kartik and also his teammate Sarosh Hataria to move into 2nd. But not enough time left in his 10-lap race to challenge for the lead as Saran Vikram takes the checkered flag and Ashwin has to settle for 2nd spot.
We had a little fight. Then after that, I didn't see Ashwin around, so then it was a race alone.
Time for the winners to be felicitated by Mr. Vicky Chandok, President FMSCI. Third place finish for Sarosh Hataria, while Ashwin Sundar takes the second spot.
In fourth place, we have Karthik Krishna from WSRF, followed by his teammate Gautam Parekh. Sudarshan Rao from Rayo comes in sixth. Chitesh Mandodi, Varun Atwani, K. Chetan and Saif Mir line up the top 10. It's always great to see young talent enter the racing arena with their unique styles and approach towards racing. In this week's episode, let's meet one such talent from Mumbai.
Hi, my name is Advait Diodhar. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Mumbai and I'm driving in the Formula LGB-4s. I just spent 4 years in Italy. I graduated as a car designer, and other than that I've been sailing on the national level since the age of 9. So that's been my main sport, and now hopefully this takes over. I've always wanted to race, so once I graduated with college, I said that I'm going to take a year off and I'm just going to focus on racing to at least see where I stand and at least enjoy myself. And so here I am. I graduated 2 months ago and I'm driving the entire championship with Dark Dawn Racing this year. Speed, the control, what you have, I mean, there's no words to describe when you're at 100 and God knows what, on the limit, going sideways. I mean, your heartbeat is up to 190, 195 and it's just, there's no words. It's just the most amazing feeling. When you know you're in control, but just one slip and you're done, I mean, that's just superb. It's just been amazing. I mean, I'm pretty tall myself, and so my head is halfway out of the car, and like going in these single-seater cars, I think is just amazing. And especially last round was a real wake-up call for me, because me and my teammate had an accident and he flipped 4 times. And I saw that I just saw that at the corner of my eye, and my heart came into my mouth, and that was really bad. He broke my suspension rod and he flipped 4 times. He's lucky he got away without a scratch, but makes you realize that it could be your time at any time. Firstly, I'd say Lewis Hamilton, because I think nobody's as crazy as him. I mean, the guy's there's no one like him. No one's got as much drive as Lewis Hamilton, and results speak for themselves. And secondly, from rallying would be Sebastian Loeb. I mean, 8 times in a row, world champion. There's no one who can't like him. Say any form of professional motorsport in Europe preferably, or at the most in Australia, V8 supercars. But basically, I'd like to do some kind of endurance racing or some kind of top-level single-seater racing in Europe. I think live life the way you want to. You have one life, just give it everything. Don't go for seconds, in my opinion. You want something, go ahead and get it. If you don't get it, fine, that's life. But at least you tried, at least you enjoyed yourself trying.
Time for the 7th race of the LGB4 category this season, and Ashwin Sundar starts this on pole position. Saran Vikram of Mars Racing is on P2. Sarosh Hataria, Ashwin's teammate at Dark Dawn, is on P3. Sudarshan Rao, Chitesh Mandodi and Akhil Rabindra are also there in the top 10 on the grid. The 5 red lights go off and so do the drivers. It's a great start for Ashwin Sundar as he screams down the straight. In fact, going into C1, he just cuts the outside line, being taken by Saran Vikram, forcing the Chennai lad to slow down, and that allows Sarosh Hataria, Ashwin's teammate, to slip through on the inside line into second spot. But Saran keeps attacking, and Sarosh is unable to hold on to the advantage, ceding the second spot back to Saran. Vishnu and Kartik also join the fray for a fight for the 3rd spot, but Ashwin Sundar is driving unperturbed, comfortably in the lead. While leaders are on the track, some of the other young drivers seem to be struggling to keep their cars straight. Chetan, Mohena Chandran and Shashank Ravishankar all struggling with the same tight right-handed turn on the track. Focusing on race leaders again, Ashwin Sundar is comfortably in the lead, but Saran Vikram is the one who has put in the fastest lap of the race at 1 minute 57.299 seconds, but I don't think there's going to be enough to catch up with Ashwin, who's been almost as quick consistently. Sarosh Hataria, meanwhile, making a move and overtaking Vishnu Prasad to slip into 3rd place again. The engine at the rear making things difficult for some drivers like Rahul Ramgoswamy, as the angle of approach into a turn is very different from a front-wheel drive car. Ashwin Sundar on the last lap on the final straight takes the checkered flag comfortably to take home 25 points. This race win puts him in the overall championship lead. Once again, the same trio dominating the podium in the Formula LGB-4. It's just the order that gets interchanged. Sarosh finishing third, Saran settling for second, and another race win for Ashwin Sundar. Team Dark Dawn Racing taking the Tuners Trophy as Mr. Rajan Sial presents the trophies.
Coming in a close fourth is Vishnu Prasad of Meko Racing, followed by Karthik Krishna from WSRF in 5th place. Gautam Parekh and Chitesh Mandodi came in 6th and 7th respectively, followed by Akhil Devrag, Sudarshan Rao and PD Nanjappa.
Well, the weather is getting more aggressive, giving our drivers good competition. We'll join the action later after the short break. Welcome back. Now get set for the Indian Junior Touring Cars. Emmanuel Clark is holding the pole position. Let's watch this deadly combination of man and machine.
Time for race 2 of round 4 in the IJTC category, and it's a reverse grid for the top 4 finishers of the last race. And Emmanuel Clark starts on pole position. He's followed by Sriram on P2. On P3 is Diljit from Kerala, and on P4 is the experienced Feroz Khan, who was the last race's winner. Ashish Ramaswamy is on P5, Japrashant Venkat is on P6. The drivers lined up on the grid and they're off. Straight away, it's a great start for Feroz Khan as he moves into second spot, overtaking Diljit and Sriram, who are also now involved in a tussle. In fact, Diljit fading away as Sriram moves into third, and as we speak, Feroz Khan overtakes Clark to move into the lead. A keen contest on for the second spot though, as a healthy tap on the rear bumper from Sriram elicits a not-so-polite response from Emmanuel Clark. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Jebraj of Chennai in car number 59 and Vidyut Iyer of Bengaluru getting into a tangle and sliding off the track. Back with the leader pack, and Emmanuel Clark holds on to second spot. Spare a thought for Narendran in car number 77, who's quietly working his way up the grid. Nothing to challenge the race leader, Feroz Khan, at the moment though, but there is a fair bit of jostling going on behind him for the second and third spot as Sriram goes careening off the track thanks to a challenge from Diljit. Luckily for the lad from Coimbatore, he keeps his car running and gets his car back on track. Feroz Khan has built up a healthy lead, but Narendran meanwhile manages to slip past Emmanuel and Diljit into second spot, but the contest for that spot is still alive. 10 laps to be done in this Grade N Tin Tops category race, and it's never over till it's over. And as we speak, Mohammad Fahd Kuti is working his way up the grid. Meanwhile, Narendran developing problems in his car and being forced to slow down and retire, allowing Emmanuel Clark and Diljit past. Feroz Khan looks set to take another win here, and this will put him just 11 points behind Fahd Kuti in the overall standings after this race.
Like I told you guys, my car was really good, perfectly running well, and the team suspension worked really well. So I didn't lose out on any corners and kept it on the track and pushed as hard as it could go. I think these cars, this is the limit what it can go to, nothing more than this.
Time for the winners to collect their trophies and checks for the race performance. 20,000 rupees for Diljit, while second place finisher Emmanuel Clark pockets 25,000 rupees, and the winner Feroz Khan garnering 25 points plus 30,000 rupees for the win.
In fourth is Fahad Kuti of Team Game Over, followed closely by Sudanan Rajan and Ashish Ramaswamy. Jayaprakash Venkat of Bigfoots Coimbatore comes in 7th. Abhinay Bikani, Suprij Venkat and Karthik KT follow in line for the top 10.
Well, lined up behind me are the Indian touring cars, and once again Arjun Balu from Team Tiger Sport is holding the pole position. Let's watch the action.
It's time for the big boys to come out all guns blazing now in the Indian Touring Cars category, or the Super Saloons as we knew them to be. Arjun Balu of Team Tiger Sport India is on pole position. He's followed by Raj Viradhan on P2, and he would be hoping for a better start than the last race where his car stalled. On P3 is Arjun Narendran, and behind him is Leela Krishnan on P4. Siddharth Kishore of Performance Racing is on P5. Radha Selvaraj is on P6. Vidya Prakash and B. Vijay Kumar are there as well. Signalling the start of the race And it's a good start again for pole sitter Arjun Balu as he's off in a flash. It's once again a slow start for Raj Virudal as Arjun Narendran catches up and overtakes him going into C3. Experienced veteran driver Leela Krishnan is in fourth, but there are problems with Radha Selvaraj's car as his engine stalled. He makes way for the other drivers to pass him and then just kicks the engine in one more time to get it running and resumes racing. Arjun Balu is still in the lead in this race, but Raj Virudal meanwhile manages to reclaim the second spot from Arjun Narendran, but not for long. Raj, in fact, makes an error and now slips down to fourth behind Narendran and Leela Krishnan. M. Sivaramakrishnan loses control of his car as he straightens after the right-handed bend and goes careening off the straight into a safety zone. No problems with his suspension, but the bumper requires some bodywork after that incident. Arjun Balu is still in the lead with N. Leela Krishnan moving into second place ahead of Narendran. But huge problems for Raj Virudal as his car engine is overheated and has caught fire. And as expected, the race being red flagged, and since 8 laps have been completed, there will be no restart to this one, and the results will be declared according to the positions the drivers were holding when the race was stopped.
First corner, second corner, we had some problems with the balance of the car yesterday, and there were some mechanical issues to sort out. We did the best we could overnight, but definitely not ideal. But for the first 3 laps, it was reasonably, and then it was okay to the end. The conditions obviously very, very hot, tires kept going, so very happy to get this one to the bike.
So it was a third place finish for Siddharth Kishore of Performance Racing, second place for Leela Krishnan of Bigfoot Racing, and a well-deserved win for Arjun Balu. And the Tunis Trophy going to Team Tiger Sport India.
Arjun Narendran from Bigfoot's Coimbatore comes in fourth with 12 points, followed closely by D. Vidya Prakash from Prime Racing. V. Ram Narayan comes in sixth with B. Bala Vijay in 7th spot. V. Raina, B. Vijay Kumar and C. Rajaram line up in the top 10.
When you win a race, you are on top that day. So take it for what it's worth. Have a good time and party. Because the next day when you get out of bed, the meter goes back to 0 again. So see you next week when the action starts again from the 15th JK Tyre National Racing Championship. This is Sushil Jangira. Goodbye for now. Well, the weather gods have lined up behind. What the heck? Presenting